Ever since I can remember, I have always hated these things. And I think that stems back to when I was a kid. I was probably about 6 or 7. I got one of these little things for Christmas. And the moment I got it out of the box, I was very excited. And I mixed it all up. And then straight away, I realised I have no idea how to solve this thing. And then it aggravated me. And for the next 5 years, every now and again, I would see this in my drawer and I'd try and solve it. But never did. Until now. I'm going to set myself a challenge by the end of this week. So I've got 5 days to try and learn how to solve this by memory. And luckily, a good friend of mine, Maddox Dixon, has just put together a course which does exactly that. It teaches you in the easiest and quickest possible way to solve this thing. So I'm going to be testing out his course, and I'm going to be bringing you along with me for every moment of that journey. There are 5 phases to solving a Rubik's Cube, and each phase has its own set of algorithms, making it very difficult to remember. The way to know which phase you need to do is by identifying certain shapes on the cube. By the way, if you haven't already, don't forget to click subscribe and also click the like button, and that will help YouTube share my video because I do have lots of other challenges coming up very, very soon. So far, I've learnt the first algorithm, and so far, it's been pretty easy. It's pretty easy to remember, which is surprising, but this is only level 1. You kind of get used to it. Muscle memory is working quite well for me so far. The first few algorithms were pretty easy, but they got harder and harder the more I tried to learn because they were all kind of getting a bit muddled in my head. I'm currently on phase 4 and I cannot figure it out. I've made this little fish here, which is these. Apart from that, makes a fish. But I can't seem to progress from this section. I'm sure I'm following along, but I'm sure somewhere I've probably written down the algorithm wrong. So now I've got to go back through the whole thing and figure out where I've messed up. So it turned out the problem I was just facing is that I had misidentified the shape. That was not a fish, it was a what do you call it? A messy cross is what that was. Down. Alright, it's Friday and it's my final day of trying to solve the Rubik's Cube. So far I've done all of the phases apart from the last phase. So far I've got almost a complete solved cube apart from just a few on the top line. So it's the only thing left I've got to learn. I'm going to focus on doing that today because I promised my Facebook followers that I would go live tonight and be able to solve a Rubik's Cube live in front of them without looking at any notes.
Perfect cross. Go there. Yes, right. So the yellow on the left with the old perfect cross. This is phase 4. Phase 4 involves getting a whole solved yellow top. So that's what we're looking for next, which is going to be solving the yellow top of the cube. Do not rush this, Rich. Take your sweet time. Ricky says, come on, Richard. Martin says, hey, yes. Music. He's got the fish.
Come on.
Now he's got the yellow fish, which is sort of a shape on top of the cube and yellow, and you know that you've got the yellow fish.
I've got the yellow. I've got the yellow.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Now solve phase 4. By the looks of things, he's got 1 floodlight, which he's going to be putting to the back. Now take your sweet time. 2 algorithms in phase 5, ladies and gentlemen. 2 algorithms. The first algorithm Richard is applying now will give him headlights. This is the very last phase that will essentially take him to having a completely solved cube. Completely solved cube.
Oh my god! Oh no, I'm nearly there. No, I'm not there. Oh my god. So at this moment in time, I'd actually solved the cube without realising. So what I had made a mistake doing is before I went live, I was practicing and 2 of the actual cubes fell out of the sections and I put them back in, not realising that I'd put them back in the wrong way, which means the cube became completely unsolvable. But just in case you don't believe I can solve it, here was a clip from earlier on that day when I woke up and I solved the cube for the first time by memory. I was quite excited about this. This was obviously filmed before I broke the cube and made it unsolvable. If you want to check out that live video that I did, click the video screen on my left. And if you want to watch some of my Magic TV shows, click the box on the right. As always, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe because I've got a new video coming next week.